Hello everyone, hope you're well. I am back, and yes, I feel like it's been a while, and I say that I feel like in all of my videos, but I wanted to come on here and just say hello, give an update, and unfortunately I feel like you have to talk about the obvious in a video. At least I have to talk about it at least once because it has affected my life just as it has you guys. But I don't really know where I'm exactly going in this video. I don't have anything written down. I just feel like I want to talk to you guys and just update you all on how this has all kind of affected me, because I feel like it has affected everybody in a certain way, and I also don't want this video to be super negative or super positive. I just want it to be me talking to you guys and also kind of give you a medical perspective on it and go into that too. So obviously I know that this is a really sensitive subject, what's been going on. I am talking about the virus, obviously. I don't really want anyone to, essentially, if there's going to be negativity in the comments, I will just kind of delete your comment, and depending on the comment, it will be either you will be blocked or it will just be deleted. I want this to be a space where we all kind of talk, we can share experiences, and also like if you're a medical professional, I'm happy for you to kind of share, obviously anonymously and not going into too much detail, your experiences. And it is still going to be, I will definitely hold my hands up to this. My video is going to be very political in terms of how I go about it. I'm not someone who's I don't go into deep topics and things like that. I'm gonna go probably through this on an NHS kind of pathway first, because as I said, I just feel like it's the first thing that needs to be addressed. I'm a pharmacist. I just feel like when you work in that kind of profession, it's a vocation. I go to work because I care, and I am working at the moment. I'm working in a pharmacy quite close to my house, and I am very, very lucky in that I work in a really lovely environment. I have great staff around me, and I'm very, very lucky in that sense. But I do feel that as a pharmacist, we have been kind of just left out into the open to kind of almost fend for ourselves. And I feel like guidance is so different from different people that I speak to. So like I have friends who work for really, really big pharmacies, which I don't anymore. I used to. Their rules, their guidance, and like the way they're handling things might be slightly different to the way we're handling it in a smaller community pharmacy. And you even like speak to people on the phone and they're like, are you wearing masks? Are you wearing gloves? It's hard because we haven't just been given a do this, do that, put screens up, wear gloves, wear this glove, wear this mask, don't wear that, don't do. It's just kind of everybody has like their own 2 cents that they've heard from this place and this place and this place. And even me as a medical professional, I'm finding it hard to know what is right and wrong. So this video is definitely not going to be me going, wear this mask, wear this, like I'm a pharmacist, I'm telling you do this, don't use this, no, we're not doing that. I'm just kind of talking about what I'm going through, and because obviously it is something that's going on in my life, I feel like I kind of almost want to document it. I cannot get over the difference in people. I have seen people be every side of a person in the last like month. I would say the beginning of March, people and customers were behaving very differently to, obviously with the current guidance, how we are dealing with things today. I live in the UK, I live in London, just in case anyone doesn't know, and I know that every country is, has different rules and everything, but I am considered a key worker. So I am obviously allowed to go to work, and it's just crazy how before, the UK doesn't have a specific, we haven't been told that we're in lockdown, but obviously until things started like really slowing down, the difference in people has been crazy. We've gone from literally before, I'm gonna call it lockdown, the shop was flooded. I've worked now in pharmacy for like three and a bit years, and I have never seen shelves empty before. Like vitamins, paracetamol, Calpol, I've never seen anything like it. And the way that people were buying was just, even as someone who, you know, I was trying not to panic, I was trying not to like make my loved ones panic and things like that, it was, even for me, like, I looked back and I was like, wow, do I have enough paracetamol at home? I would say, and I'm not exaggerating, I would say our workload in, like I said, a small, imagine like a small community pharmacy that's just like down your road or on a high street somewhere, from going to like a really lovely pace of work, really chill, really nice, to, I'm not joking, I think our workload at one point had increased to like 400% of what it normally is. And for a really small staff base, it was a lot of work. And it got to the point where, you know, certain staff members were staying later, and we've changed our opening hours now, obviously to accommodate for the workload. And it's just meant that things are just weird. Like, everyone is seeing how it's all transpired, because as I said, I was working in it. I felt the need to work, like I had to work. And then now that it's, you know, transpired to what it is, the shop is like a ghost town. We still are flooded with work because which actually is a good thing. More people have signed up to electronic prescriptions. We're getting a lot more sign-ups, a lot of new customers and patients coming through our electronic NHS systems, because obviously people are wanting their prescriptions and they're doing it the electronic way, which was the way we were meant to be going anyway. But it just means that although the footfall may not be there, behind the scenes, your pharmacists, I'm just telling you as someone who's in it, are working at a much higher capacity, and in a lot of shops at also a lower staff rate. So just like in hospitals, pharmacies have been hit, and it's just something that I want people to kind of be aware of, that we are working at, like, imagine this is the workload, and a lot of shops, this is the staff load. So be kind. I know lots of you guys are, I don't really have to tell you guys that, but I've seen just behavior that isn't warranted in a lot of circumstances, and it's a little bit sad now. The whole social distancing, which is obviously I totally get it, and it's something that we're being told to do for a right reason, has made people behave in certain ways that, you know, I've been told to put prescriptions on the floor for people, like, if they want to collect them, so I'm not, it's just, there's a lot of, let's all just try and be and think clearly when we're doing things, you know? It's just, it has been kind of, everyone should try and, even though we're doing this social distancing thing, we can do it in a humane, kind way, and in a very respectful way to each other. So although, you know, that side of it, also people have been amazing. We get like 10 phone calls a day with people volunteering. Can they, you know, deliver shopping to people? It's just been the community spirit. And again, obviously, because I am working now for quite a small shop, the community spirit has been amazing, and it is quite a tight-knit community anyway. But I would just say be super kind. As pharmacists, I feel like we're not forgotten in healthcare, but, you know, when you think of like healthcare, you think doctors, nurses, but the other healthcare professionals behind everything should also be considered. And just remember that your pharmacists are working really hard behind the scenes to give you guys your medicines. We're trying to work in the most up-to-date guided way, but also, as I said, I do feel like as pharmacists we have kind of just been a little bit left to fend for ourselves. We are not considered, you know, priority for PPE. We're not, it's just a little bit different. We're still working in that shop environment in community, but we still have to try and adhere to the whole social distancing, etc, etc side of it. But I'd just like to say thank you to all your messages to me personally about, you know, working, and it's just like, it was a no-brainer. Of course I'm going to work through something like this, and I don't want to get emotional, but it has been like, I have sat in my car, and I'm not in any way, I was having a conversation with my boyfriend over this the other day, and I was just, yesterday actually, and you know, when you just have one of those days, as I said, my situation is nowhere near bad like how a lot of people's is at all. My family's safe, my loved ones are safe, and we were just talking on the phone, and he was like, Barb's perspective, and at the time when you're crying and, you know, you're upset, you just don't think, but this has affected everybody in a little way. Everyone is allowed, and that's kind of what I was trying to say as well to him, is like, everyone is allowed to feel something over this. Everyone is allowed to cry over this. Everyone is allowed to miss someone over this, or miss something that they used to do over this. No one's feelings are less warranted just because they are less less than of someone else. I don't know if that makes any sense. It kind of makes sense in my head. As I said, I have like sat in my car after a shift and just cried, like, which is not normal, not abnormal for me, because it has happened in the past. It has been hard just seeing, because I mean, frontline to me, like as I said, like a pharmacist, I would consider someone more frontline, like my mum, for example. My mum's a nurse. I would consider us pharmacists, you know, like let's say you're in the battlefield and this is the front line. We're like the fence before the front line. Like that's what I was joking to my friend. I was like, we're the fence, and then the people, the front line, who are, you know, the people who are looking after the people who are affected. I would consider them, not that I'm demeaning the work that we do, but I don't know whether I consider us as like front line. Let's all just think with our brains and apply, you know, the information that we've been given. Yes, let's social distance, but let's smile at each other. Let's not walk like this. Like, I found myself doing it. If I'm going into work and someone's on like the other side of the street to me, I don't make eye contact, and it's like, why am I being like that? Why am I walking like head down? And it might be something that, if you think about it now, you've done it too. Like, let's say when you're going food shopping or whatever, if you're not working, I feel like I'm, you know, walking head down, like making sure that and it's like, no, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm doing exactly the right thing. So let's all just be using our initiative, and just let's all be kind and smile to one another, and at such a time like this, give each other even more support, and also be allowed to be affected. I feel like no one's story in this situation should be diminished. Yes, the people who have the heartbreaking, horrible stories, my hearts go out to all of you, but everyone is allowed to feel something in this situation. That is kind of where I think I want to go with that. I don't want to go too deep. I don't want to, you know, yeah, my heart is, I wake up some days and you almost forget what's going on, and then you think about it and you're like, oh my god. But I just want to give a big hug to all of you, a virtual hug, obviously. We are all going to get through this, and let's just be as supportive to one another as we can, as I'm sure a lot of you are being. And let's just plan all the lovely, amazing things that we're going to do when all this is done, and because it will be done. You know, I've already started making plans just to, you know, talk. I feel like, again, I'm not victimizing myself in this at all. So as I said, if I read one comment, and I know I'm getting a bit like over this, if I read one comment that diminishes my feelings, I will delete it. I'm allowed to have feelings. I'm a human being. I was meant to go to Barcelona this weekend, this upcoming weekend for Easter, and I'm sure so many of you guys had Easter plans, and it is just, I have no words to explain how this has all transpired, and the love that I want to share to every single person out there. Let's all, like I said, like plan for the future and try and be excited for the future, even though it is really, really hard, because I find it hard too. I'm finding it hard to get into that mental space of let's try and look forward to something when most things have been cancelled, even something as little as going on holiday for a few days. Also, just again to update you guys, disclaimer again, my university has been, it's all kind of up in the air, hence why I'm trying to like work now. I worked out my work schedule so to the T to my university schedule, where I was meant to be shadowing a GP, which obviously surgeries are now sort of have their own things going on, and a lot of them are closed and working from home. A lot of our course is based upon face-to-face contact with you know, your GP or whomever I'm shadowing. It has meant that I can't do that element of my course anymore. So I am still technically at university. I still have assignments that I'm doing, but they've been online, which is just like, I'm sure a lot of you university students or other people who are doing extra courses and stuff can relate. It's been weird, like going online and having to do like a test and things like that has been a little bit odd. It just means that my course personally is going to be deferred, but until that happens, I am going to try and fill my time. I can't sit still, it's just the way I am. I would love to know some of your stories down below, hopefully happy ones. I know that so many people have taken up new skills. I'm cooking more, which is crazy. And you know, it would be nice to kind of try and take up something. I've started playing The Sims again, which is just one of my obsessions. I hadn't played since last year. So that's been filling up my time. Also reading, I need to get into reading. I still got the same book that I've had there for like 6 months that I'm not reading. It's just hard to come back sometimes from work and switch off. I have a sponsored video that will be coming up. I would just also like to say, although I am a pharmacist, I am also self-employed. I'm also a YouTuber. I would urge you guys, I would urge you guys this from the bottom of my heart. I'm in a very lucky position in that I have the means to go and work in healthcare, and I've left that door open for myself. But a lot of YouTubers, and I'm not saying that, again, YouTubers are the people that we should be looking out for the most, or that they're in any way the people at the forefront of my mind. No. I'm just saying this as a person who has the perspective of someone in this industry. Give love to your YouTubers that you love. They are putting out there, not me necessarily, because I'm really not filming as much as I would like, although I probably will try, because obviously I'm going to have more free time with university not running the way it was. But I would just say, be also supportive to my fellow YouTubers. I can't imagine how I would feel if I was, if YouTube was my sole profession, and because I'm filming, I feel like I have to voice it. Write a nice comment, make their day, watch their content, your favorite people. I know, being one myself, how much it would mean to them. As I said, I do have some sponsored content that will be coming up because I want to do that. I still feel like I should be allowed to continue on the contracts, not just for myself but for the other companies that I'm working for. You have to remember, this is all like a big chain of things that is going to be affecting people, and if I obviously don't do the content that I was planned to do, that will also affect the other brand that I was working for. So just try and think of every situation, I'm not just talking YouTube, in a way that you can put yourself in that person's shoes. And I know that I'm really lucky with you guys, that you always support me. And I know that it's annoying to say this because, as I said, I feel like it's been adopted during this time, but stay safe, stay well, and be kind. And I love you all so much, and I'll see you all soon. Love you. Bye.